Hi students, in this session we are going to learn about the three equations of motion and the related problems. Problems தான் கொஞ்சம் complicated in physics and that too motion unit அப்படின்ற ஒரு feel இருக்கலாம், but it's very simple if you do certain things. So the first thing is, in the three equations of motion here, you have to memorize it exactly. So what is it? V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at squared, v squared minus u squared is equal to 2as. ஒரு rhymes மாதிரி நீ memorize பண்ணிட்டாலும் okay தான். இப்போ இதில் இருக்கிற இந்த terminologies என்னென்னு பார்க்கலாம். You have v, u, a, t and s. Totally 5. So the first one, அதில் u அப்படின்றது initial velocity of the object. So initial velocity of the object அப்படின்றது ஒரு object if in case it starts from rest அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம்னா அப்போ initial velocity என்ன ஆகும்? 0 இருக்கும். இல்லை an object which is already moving with some 5 meter per second speedல போகுது and then the object is applying acceleration, thereby its velocity has got increased to 10 meter per second. So which is the initial velocity? Initial 5 meter per second la போயிட்டு இருந்த object. Right now it is moving with 10 meter per second. அதனுடைய velocity initial 5 ன்றப்ப u is equal to 5 meter per second. And final, how much it has attained? It has attained a velocity of 10 meter per second. So final velocity என்னன்னு சொல்வோம்னா v ன்னு சொல்வோம். So v is 10 meter per second and u is 5 meter per second in this scenario. இப்போ இந்த 5 meter per second 10 meter per second இருக்கு இல்லையா, இப்போ இது வந்து accelerate ஆகி speed increase ஆயிருக்குன்னு சொல்லிருக்கோம். So how much time it has taken? For example, this happens in 2 seconds time அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம்னு வச்சுக்கோ. அப்ப 2 செகண்ட்ல this is happening na, அப்ப இந்த scenarioல time is what? T. T is 2 seconds. Now we have 3 datas and in the 3 data வச்சு they might ask you to find the acceleration of the object in this scenario. What is acceleration? It is small a. So small a என்னன்னு questionல கேட்டாங்கன்னா which formula you can apply ன்னு பார்க்கணும். Which formula is simple? See, the other two formulas have got displacement in it. Namma scenario la we have u, v, t and acceleration is asked for and we do not have the idea of displacement. So displacement illada formula edan paapom. Which is it? The first one. V is equal to u plus at. So in the particular formula we apply pannona v equals u plus at na, what do we get? U in the pakam எடுத்துட்டு வந்தேனா v minus u divided by t will give you what? A. So what is the formula for acceleration here? V minus u divided by t. V எவ்வளவுன்னு வருது? Final velocity is 10. So 10 minus initial velocity u is 5 divided by time taken is what? 2 seconds. So divided by 2. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 by 2 is 2.5. So the acceleration is 2.5 meter per second square. So hence we have found out for the given scenario the answer for acceleration using the first equation of motion. So first of all, எந்த ஒரு problem கொடுத்தாலும் இந்த மாதிரி முதல்ல data என்னென்னன்றதை you have to make it out. என்னென்ன டேட்டா இருக்கு and what has been asked for னு பார்க்கணும். So அதுக்கு relevant-ஆன equation எது applicable னு we will see and apply that equation in order to find that one unknown. So this is the scenario that we will follow up. இதுல ஒரு சில interesting-ஆன ideas இருக்கு. When an object starts at rest இருந்தாலே அதனுடைய velocity is considered to be 0. So starts from rest அப்படின் கொடுத்தா in that case initial velocity 0. It comes to rest ன்னு கொடுத்தா in that case final velocity is 0. So this is another interesting thing that you have to keep in mind when you sort out problems. When an object starts from rest ன்னு கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா you have to take the initial velocity u as 0. It comes to rest ன்னு கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா final velocity is 0 ன்னு எடுத்துக்கணும். So problemல அதுல specifica u and v they'll not mention. So those data you can take it up from these words. Here let us try out our very first problem. A car traveling at 60 km per hour. So initially the car travel pandra speed evlama 60. So I'll take u as 60 km per hour. It retards uniformly for 10 seconds. So retardation nu solranga. Retardation na enna arthama adoda speed korayudunu solranga. For 10 seconds this is happening. So time taken is what? 10 seconds. And it reaches a velocity of 45 km per hour. Retard panna velocity korayum. So final velocity is equal to 45 km per hour. So please note v is smaller than u here. It can be possible because this scenario is retardation. In acceleration korayudhu. Okay. So retardation evlavan ketirukanga. Retardation oda the other word is what? Acceleration. Negative acceleration. So A is asked for. So in the details gather paniyachu. But the data paakanum first of all. This time is in seconds and u and v are in kilometer per hour. So I'm going to make a conversion of this 60 km per hour into meter per second and then proceed with the problem. So in the problem in the formula applicable previous you do not have displacement in this. Therefore the applicable formula is v is equal to u plus 80. So either rearrange panni already nama paathom. A is equal to what? V minus u divided by t. So v is 45. Adanala the 45 into 5 by 18 minus u is 60. So 60 into 5 by 18 in meter per second. Whole divided by time taken is 10 seconds. So divided by 10 potrom. So acceleration ku pathina I am not solving this out to the final decimal places. Ena happy na in the 5 by 18 common eduthuruven. So 5 by 18 a common veliya eduthitona we will end up with 45 minus 60 inside. Whole divided by 10. And 45 minus 60 is minus 15. So it will be 5 by 18 into minus 15 whole multiplied by 1 by 10 intradhukku reciprocate panni you can put, right? So it will be into 1 by 10. எப்பயுமே decimal la இருக்கிற zeros you should not touch. So 10 என்றது let it be as such. In the 18 மட்டும் we will work it out. 18 வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 3 6 times. So the answer is minus 25 divided by 60. So minus 25 divided by 6 பண்ணீங்கன்னா you will get it as 4.16. So divided by another 10 வரும்போது you will get it as 0.416 meter per second square. And this is the answer for acceleration or retardation which has been asked in our question. So idhula enna vishayama we had concentrated on. First of all data eduthu eludradhu and then data conversion and then applicable suitable formula out of the three and then the data that you have to find out using proper calculations. So these are the various things that you have to concentrate when you are sorting out a problem. Let's go on for the next problem. This is question number 2. A body moving with velocity of 6 meter per second uniformly accelerates at 1.5 meter per second square. So the body is initially moving with 6 meter per second. So moving with 6 meter per second is solradha, I can take it as u is equal to 6 meter per second. It accelerates at 1.5 meter per second square. So acceleration is 1.5 meter per second square. What will be its velocity after 5 seconds? So para time kodutanga. Time is 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds evlo velocity na enna artham? Final velocity enna question artham. So v is equal to what under the question. And also how far will it move during this time? How far na they are discussing about the distance or the displacement of the object. So S the displacement part we are bothered about over here. So displacement ennandradum question la ketirukanga. So two data they have asked us here. So how is that we can find out these two data? First of all, given three data vachu v enna kandupidikka try pannalam. Because in the first equation of motion all these four data are applicable illaya. So how is that we can proceed? V is equal to u plus 80. So V is equal to U is 6 plus A is 1.5 into time taken is 5 seconds. So upon solving, we get the solution as this. V is equal to 13.5 meter per second. Now next part of the question that they have asked is the displacement. Yes and kandupidikkanuma. Yes kandupidikkathukku you have two formulas here. Idu rendathula edha use pandradhunu you have to first decide. See, S, but in this formula you do not have final velocity. So final velocity question la kuduklana, you can use this formula. Time kuduklana, you can use this formula. But in our scenario, final velocity kuduklanano, in this part we have actually found out the final velocity. Therefore, we have all the other 4 datas with us. So rendu formula la edha vena you can apply. So let me just try out with the second one. So second formula pathina, it is S is equal to ut plus half at squared. So what is u? U is 6. So 6 into time taken is 5 seconds. 6 into 5 plus half a. A value, it is 1.5. T squared, so 5 squared. So when we solve for S, we get the answer for displacement to be 48.75 meters. So our next question is here. A racing car has uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second squared. So what is it? The acceleration they have given it as 4 meter per second squared. How much distance will this cover in 10 seconds after the start? So they are asking for the distance covered and time they are giving it as 10 seconds and they say after the start. After the start means it starts from rest in artham. So when it starts from rest, U is taken as 0. So question is about S and they have not given you V. There are 2 unknowns here. So in the equation edutha better irukuma. Second equation you do not have V at all. Therefore it becomes very handy if in case you take up the second equation for this problem. So how is that we can proceed? S is equal to ut plus half at squared and U is 0. Therefore whatever value of t, the first term mottamavu it becomes 0 plus half a is 4 and t is 10 squared, which is 10 into 10. So when we simplify, the first term is completely 0 plus here this will be 2 1 times and 2 2 times and this is 100. So the answer becomes what? 200. So the answer is 200 in meters. Pathina data is ellame same da, meter per second squared, inge vandu seconds. So the answer that you will get will be in meters. So the displacement of the object comes out to be 200 meters. So this is how we work out at the various problems. First data எழுதணும். Data la இருக்கிற units எல்லாமே same இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கணும். அப்படி இல்லைனா conversions you have to do it. And then you have to check out which formula suits better for finding out the answer. And accordingly you have to substitute and find out the answer.